Good evening, Map here, Map Investments. So, I talk about credits. Let me explain what credits are. Let's take, for example, Clean Spark. I did a video on Clean Spark. Clean Spark is right here, as you can see. This is my position in Clean Spark. I closed it today. But if you look in Clean Spark, year to date, I've made in Clean Spark $1,250 on Clean Spark. So let's go to Clean Spark and explain to you what is it that I do when I look at stocks. So the first thing I look at is apparently I look at the trend on the stock. But I'm always a net seller of options. I don't buy options for the most part because options have a component which is the Greeks that's called theta. Theta is time decay. Theta works for you when you are a net seller and obtain credits on these options. See, when you look at options, you have a put and a call option. Put is that you think the stock is gonna, and just layman terms, easy terms, a put is that you think the stock's gonna go down, and a call you think the stock's gonna go up. And most people out there in today's trading world and with all the frenzy and all the Robin Hooders and everybody's in the stock market and everybody's a trader now. But options are decaying assets. You do not want to buy options. When you buy an option, basically, let's take for example Clean Spark. Clean Spark has a pretty high IV. And we're going to go to the January cycle. The expected move is $6.76. And you can see that right here when I open the tab on January. And you look at, you see 676, right? So, if I were to buy an option, all I do is click on here on the ask, boom, and the tab is going to come up. And this is the option I'm going to buy, right? This option is going to cost me $285 is the cost of this trade, more or less. But let's look at the details on this option. So this option, let me hold it down. This option has a theta of, right here on the bottom, you see theta of 0.045. So basically, this option decays every day 5 cents. And it's also pretty highly priced because there's high implied volatility in this in this stock. So basically, my edge when I am looking at all these trades is my edge. When I place these option trades as a seller, I obtain credits. What is the edge? The edge is volatility, which a lot of times gets overstated, and theta, time decay. I let the market work for me. I let the options decay. On the other end, whoever bottom is fighting time. I don't fight time. I have time working for me in my portfolio every day. So, and these prices are elevated, so people tend to overpay for options. That is my edge. In my opinion, markets and stocks are random. When you enter a stock, it's a 50-50 play, pretty much. That's why when I show you my trades in my videos, I show you 70% probability of profits, 80% probability of profits on strangles. Straddles is a little bit lower because it's a play that's in the, right at the strike price. So you only collect 25%, but you need high IV so you can spread out those wings. So the break even spread out bigger. The name of the game in options is volatility. You need high IV so you can get premium on these options. That's your edge. People overpay for them, and that's your edge. You can be wrong on your directional assumption as a net seller of options. And if you sold them with high IV and the premiums are high, you can be wrong and still make out. I'm sure there's tons of times that you have bought an option and the stock moved in your direction and you didn't make the money you thought you were going to make. That's what IV does. So for example, what is a net credit? So for example, if I want to own Clean Spark, right? I would never buy the stock at $17. I would never do that. If I want, well, let me rephrase that. If I wanted to own 100 shares because one contract is 100 shares, I would not buy 100 shares of Clean Spark at $17. I just wouldn't do it. What would MEP do? MEP would come to this 15 put and he would sell the 15 put and lower my break even. So if I can collect $2 on this 15, this is a credit right here. I'm getting a credit for this. So if I get let's say I get a $200 credit. Let's just make it an even 200. My break, if the stock stays underneath 15, sure, 15 is my put. I own the stock, but it's 15 minus 2 that I collected. That means that I own the stock at 13. So I'm lowering my cost basis. And that's what I do in all these options trades. When you buy an option, first of all, you're fighting decay. Second of all, you can't really roll to the next month if you're wrong, to give you more time and collect more credit to lower your cost basis. You can't do that when you pay for an option. When you pay for an option, it decays, and you're not gonna pay if you're wrong again. It's like throwing bad money after good money. It's not worth it. So you don't do that. So you're out of that trade. It's done. But if you're a net seller, you can still roll the credit like I did today, for example, in Jamia. Jamia was at 38. If you go to my orders, here you go. I'll show you Jamia. Jamia wasn't accommodating me, so what I did, these are today's trades. Here it is. All I did was I rolled my 35 call from December to January to give me more time, and I collected over $3. So my break even to the upside is $3 plus the 35, so 38. And that's where Jamia's been pretty toppy. 38, 38 and a half. It's been pretty toppy. So I gave myself more time and I got a credit. We'll see what happens in the coming days. I'll try and manage it at 21 days. I waited a little bit longer on this one, but I'll continue to do videos, and as you continue to watch, you'll understand that I'm always a net seller of options. And also, there's a lot of archives on Tasty Trade on how to sell options and what a credit is and what a debit is. Basically, most of my trades, when I put them on, they're credits. And then what I do is, let's say this credit, I'll try and buy it back for half. And then I make 50% on my money. I only debit when I try to close, pretty much, for the most part. So it's a little bit of my take on credits. I hope you enjoy. Please comment below, share the video, like, and also always go to Tasty Trade. They have a lot of archives, a lot of information where you can learn, and the sky's the limit. This is what I do for a living, and I've learned a lot of what I know from watching the archives there and watching them and practicing it on a daily basis. Practice makes perfect, and in the trading world, in the Wall Street world, every day is a learning day. You're always learning in this business. So good luck and have a good night.